you just like hike around and stuff.
Rock climb,
not like really exercising.
My endurance is probably better than yours, I'll be honest.
Probably not.
5 to 15 miles is pretty easy for me to cover. Depending on the terrain. Depending on the terrain.
I don't know if I'd call that exercising as much as just walking.
No, I mean, it absolutely is, because it's not just walking. I've always got a loaded pack on my back. I've usually got fishing supplies or what have you. I've always got at least 40 extra pounds on me.
I believe you never actually, like, do, like, actual workouts, like, you know, like...
It's not really necessary.
Intensity, anaerobic.
It's just not really necessary in the broader scheme of things. Like, if like, for
I guess
moving
you're not
as
really
a whole...
competing or doing anything. You're not planning on doing martial arts or any kind of...
Actually,
like,
that's not true.
competition, I guess, right?
I'm looking for a new dojo here shortly. I just got to get through this month because I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in Arizona. I'm going to Oregon tomorrow.
You're actually going to start competing?
Oregon?
I'd like to get back into martial arts. Feels good.
Just practicing?
Mm-hmm.
Not actual competition.
No, definitely comp, but I'd have to go to a completely different school of martial arts if I wanted to compete in like MMA.
If you want to do MMA,
well, sort of. I need to start with karate, taekwondo, but I need to go to another.
You would have to learn how to do jiu-jitsu.
No.
You need to train that for a while if you want to do MMA. Yeah.
No, you don't need to know jiu-jitsu to do MMA. There's plenty of ways to keep people away from you in terms of grappling or what have you. So
if you get in an MMA match and you don't know jiu-jitsu, you're getting fucking shit on.
Why?
Guarantee you. As soon as somebody grabs a hold of your leg or gets you up against the fence and knows takedowns and pressure, you're fucking done, dude.
But why do you? But that's your misunderstanding about Taekwondo and karate as a whole.
That doesn't matter. Taekwondo, karate, blah blah blah. Let's say you fucking throw a kick and you're off.
Why
balance.
would I? That's no,
I don't know.
Dylan. That's the whole point. Is why would I?
Listen, hold on. Let me just say this. Let's say you throw a kick, and while you're throwing your kick, I sweep out your other leg from under you.
That's not going to happen.
No, it could.
No, because
it's not impossible.
I'm not going to be throwing things like spinning back kick very often, right? So what I'm going to do, Dylan, stop.
You're literally just saying.
You're just interrupting me when I'm giving you the response, dude.
I'm trying to tell you.
No, you're interrupting me when I'm giving you the scenario that I would actually play out in a fight, like as an active thing.
You don't know that though.
I do because I've done this multiple times.
You haven't done MMA.
That you don't need to though. It's the same fighting forms, the same techniques.
Not at all.
Yes.
Not at all. You're so wrong.
Dude, I've seen people throw C punches in MMA.
It doesn't matter. It's not karate's not MMA. If you go in there as a karate guy with no ground game, you're getting fucked.
You don't know. Karate innately involves ground, Dylan. Karate does innately involve takedowns. Like I don't know.
That's true.
Yes.
What type of karate are you talking about?
I learned in my particular school was how do you pronounce it? Kata. Kata.
So you're telling me if a wrestler gets you up against the wall, grabs one of your legs, goes for a single or a double, you'd be able to prevent that?
Yeah, generally speaking, because at that point, what you're not understanding about karate is that it's not just like this childish sport. Karate in itself teaches you how to use all of your body in order to not only flex an individual's position if you should have to close that gap to try and take them down and then basically execute them on the spot, knock them out with either elbows, a palm strike, a hammer fist, etc. There's a myriad of different ways that you could fucking go about that once somebody's actually taken down. And in terms of somebody trying to take me down, another aspect of karate is understanding your own personal ability to go through objects, to punch through things, generate massive quantities of force with very little distance.
That's all great, but I'm just going to tell you what. In karate, you're probably learning the very bare minimum basics on how to stop somebody from taking you down.
No, not at all.
If it goes any further,
it's entirely defensive, Dylan. That's again where you're wrong.
If you're against a skilled grappler, you're fucked.
No, it's all defensive.
I would bet you anything. If you go up against a skilled grappler,
overall, that last one
MMA.
has been the weakest link for you so far, but.
Well,
the Muay Thai and the Jiu-Jitsu you're pretty fucking solid with, though, so far as I've gotten to see.
You'd be absolutely fucked against anybody who's a half-decent grappler, man. I'm telling you. If you're locked in a cage and you can't create distance,
You can always create distance, but that's, again, the whole point is that I'm telling you is, Dylan, the whole point that I'm telling you is that karate is defensive. So when, for example, Justin has tried to assault me, in the multiple times that he has, it's not. Hold on, you're missing the point.
Completely irrelevant.
When he backs me up to a wall and I have literally just my hips to generate punches from, I just bother me.
That doesn't really help you in mixed martial arts.
It's power generation. It doesn't matter. The carry through. It's just like swinging a baseball bat. Your follow through is arguably just as important as the initial swing itself.
All I'm trying to say is, man, if you don't know multiple disciplines and you're going in there thinking you're gonna be able to compete in MMA with just karate, you're mistaken.
that's I already know multiple disciplines. I would need to add even more to that. That's what I was already telling you.
Well, you would preferably need to know at least like basics of jiu-jitsu, basic takedown defense in MMA styles. Not just karate, because karate probably doesn't teach for like an MMA fight, for like a full-on...
There are dozens of individuals whose hand-to-hand in MMA, like dozens of famous individuals whose hand-to-hand in MMA is karate. And there's good reason for that.
Yeah, I know, but they also... It's...
Weakness is hand or kind of thing. Who got his ass clapped fucking 5 years ago and stopped fighting.
Who?
Dustin Poirier. He got his ass clapped 3 or 4 years ago, and he's basically just not relevant anymore.
He still fights. He's been knocking people out. He fought against Islam Makhachev and had a really good fight against like the best guy in the world. And the only reason he lost is because he got out wrestled at the end. Only reason why he got out wrestled and submitted very end of the fight. But the boxing was extremely effective. I was just
looking at him the other day.
His boxing was extremely effective versus like the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, who is Islam Makhachev at the moment for UFC. And Islam Makhachev's main background is, it's like wrestling. It's the Sambo style, like wrestling and striking. So, I mean, you can't deny all the Russians like taking over with the grappling skills and just absolutely dominating people, because it's happening. Like, grappling is extremely useful.
Well, if you would unblock me on Facebook, I would have sent you multiple different videos already, because there's a couple that came through, happened to pop up in my YouTube feed. But there's, again, boxing isn't. Oh.
Yeah, and I don't box that much. I mostly do Muay Thai anyways. I'm mostly doing like kicks and punches and knees to the body, knees to the head.
So that's kind of what I was trying to get at, is all of that stuff there that you just listed is all taught in karate, in tandem to takedowns and in tandem to finishes. So if I take somebody down, if I'm able to throw them off balance, because here's the general repertoire for defense from a karate standpoint. Okay, you throw enough punches to weaken your opponent, stun them, daze them, etc. Right? Block, deflect. Hold on. I'm running you through it.
You're talking about. I want to know what kind it is so I can look it up.
It's kata, Kata. It's actually a combat form of karate. It's not so much divested into the art form itself. Hence why a majority of my time training was in tournaments. But the primary goal associated to defense with karate, first and foremost, you square up, you get into your combat stance, your front stance, as it's called, and you attempt to stun an opponent as often as possible, daze the stomach, strike them in the face, right? Weaken, win for a sweep. Okay, you take them down, and usually it's gonna revolve around controlling of one's arm. Whichever arm it is usually up to the fighter. Some is bare fist. They weren't.
I mean, boards don't hit.
No, it's the power generation. Being able to go through something is a lot more impressive than just being able to. You can. It's not teaching you nearly enough for fucking ways, for crying out loud, right? But with that in mind, karate is going to teach you how to manipulate somebody's weight against them in the lots of practice, but